Sarah Smaresti, and I'm with LBN. And today I'm talking with SUMAJETSKI, a mosaic artist. And we're just talking a little bit about how her journey and into art. And she's a well-known Michigan artist. And I kind of want to pick her brain today. So thanks so much for joining us, Sue.
Thank you, Sarah.
So, Sue, you're like an absolute Michigan success story. I know a tiny bit about your background and just how, you've been doing this for a really long time. You started kind of in art, and then you had this artistic family, and then you kind of launched an entire incredible career over the years with it.
I have. I went to Wayne State University and got my degree in art, and I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I took everything that there was available. I did every clay and fibers and everything there was, and then I couldn't figure out what I was doing until I smashed something and started gluing things together. And so I ended up making mosaics, and I didn't really know anything about mosaics, and so I started finding my tribe slowly but surely. And when my kids got to be school age, when they got to school, I decided to go back to work, and I went to work at a place called Arts and Scraps, and they collect castaway items, and they make creative things with kids. That's the mission of their store, of their place. So I became the head trash picker, and I went looking for interesting items, and I always brought my kids along with me. And my son, every time he came, he would make a robot. It didn't matter what it was made out of or how big it was, but he made a robot. And my daughter just went to town with everything she could. And so my kids were raised with scraps and creativity. And so we did all that. And then I got a real job, and I curated 14 galleries in 8 different hospitals. And I showed calming and healing artwork, but I got to meet a lot of artists all around town. And that went really well until the pandemic. And then I was deemed not necessary, which, of course, I wasn't doing anything medical, if you don't consider art medical. So we decided at that time that my husband would be my partner, and we would just launch this art business that I had been trying to do for so long. And I finally had the time and the position to do it. So now I'm a full-time artist, and I love it.
Want to win big while supporting local? The LBN Alerts Valentine's Dinner Giveaway is officially live. We're giving away prizes to 100 winners, plus 5 grand prize Valentine's dinner packages. It's free to enter. Just head to localbiznews.net to learn more and register for LBN Alerts. Sign up by February 9th. Let's celebrate the businesses that make our towns great.
I've gotten to see some of your art in various places. It is everywhere. It's in a museum. It's on flyers was on the flyer for the Belle Isle Art Fair this year, and I've even seen it in the Dot in Ferndale. Like you have these mirrors that I thought are really cool, and every time I pass the Dot, I'm like, oh my gosh, Sue made that. So I don't know, like what are some of your favorites over the years?
I have a lot. I do have a lot, because every time I do something, I get completely immersed, and it becomes my favorite thing. So the thing for the Dot was simply a call for artists, and they were putting out the message that you belong here. Everybody belongs there. And when the pandemic had started, I'm not much of a portrait artist, although I can, but it's not my favorite thing to do. So I started making heads with mirrors instead of faces. And so that kind of suited what they were asking for. And so that is what you see in Ferndale, is the heads with mirrors. And that suited what they were looking for. And for Belle Isle, I was simply asked, I gave a tour of my studio to the directors of the fair unknowingly. And he asked me, oh, would you just do a mosaic of the fountain? And I want this kind of background and this and that. And so I did. And it became the poster. And every year they have a new poster, and it's become a collector's item kind of thing. And so that was really cool. And it was the first time I ever did the Belle Isle Fair, a tent show, a couple of days worth, which was fun. But one of my favorites is Brook Green Gardens. It's in South Carolina. And I was asked to take someone else's artwork and create a mosaic out of it. And so this was the art, and it had to do with the Gullah Geechee people. It's a whole nother story, which was fascinating beyond belief. And I learned all about that. And then I designed this in a 3-panel piece. And we took it down to South Carolina, spent 2 days in the hot sun, showing Boy Scouts how to mix thin set and how to lay tiles. And they were all a part of creating the piece in the end. And then we hung it on the wall, and it's in their farm area of the outdoor sculpture garden. So it's pretty cool. Those were some of my favorites.
It's amazing. What a cool project to be a part of as a
That
Boy
was
Scout.
cool. Arts and Scraps taught me how to work with groups of people and how to include everybody. And so I love adding that to my repertoire, because everybody should be a part of a piece, is what I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's art is collaborative, and it's based in community, and that's when it really makes a difference.
Looking for the best local businesses? Stop searching and start discovering. Our directory lets you sort by city and type to find exactly what you need, plus links to our exclusive interviews and business contact information. Rediscover an old favorite or find your next favorite spot at localbiznews.net. Check it out now.
You teach too, right?
I do.
And then, what are some of the things that are you doing any teaching this year? What's going on?
So I teach 3 sessions. They're each 6 weeks long. They are in at the Hawk, which is in Farmington Hills, which is a super cool place. And I have a gorgeous classroom with big skylights and windows. And my last class was 16 students, which was a lot. And we made glass on glass mosaics. And in March, we'll do the next class. It starts in March. Sign-ups on their website. They have a activities guide, and you can sign up through there. But we're going to be doing, one of my other specialties is house portraits. I don't have them because I do them all as commissions. That's what fills my time before Christmas usually. And so we're going to do house portraits. Some people have barns that they want to do, or just buildings. And I'm going to introduce them to some different substrates and different ways of hanging and finishing and things like that. A lot of my students are returning. Of my 16 last students, 8 of them were returning and have been coming for a couple of years, and 8 of them were new. So I always offer 2 different projects, one for the newbies and one for the ones that are sure they know everything. And we put them all together, and everybody teaches everybody else. It's a totally collaborative thing, and I love every minute of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's great to have those repeats. I mean, they're the tried and true, and they're going to spread the word.
They're so excited about what they do and how much they know, and it's wonderful. I just give them the stage because it just shows that they're learning. So it's fun. Fun. I did one this March, and then I have 2 more in the fall that I'll teach.
Okay, one this March and 2 more in the fall. Okay, very cool. I'll have to keep my eyes open on that.
Yeah, it's Monday mornings from 10 to 1.
10 to 1. Okay, cool. I mean,
time.
I can move some things around probably.
Good. It's fun. It's fun.
So what else? What else is in the works this year? What are you working on? Who are your clients coming up?
So I have, I do a lot of freighters. I fell into a niche of the ship junkies and the boat nerds and all them. And they've been a lot of fun. And I have a Mark W. Barker is the name of a freighter. I have that on my table over there. And I also do a lot of florals. So I'm doing those. And I'm kind of doing like 3-dimensional stuff. So figuring it out. And, just kind of, I try to push this time of year. Every year, I try to just push my limits to see what I can come up with. I have signed up for 3 tent shows. So this year. And so in March, I'll be at the Grosse Pointe War Memorial. It's inside. It's the Grosse Pointe Fine Art Fair.
Okay.
If you're around, come and see me. And then in April, I'll be up in Charlevoix. I did that show last year. Unfortunately, the show was like the weekend after that horrible ice storm. And a lot of people came, but I think I could benefit from coming back a second year. So we're going to go to Charlevoix in April. And then, of course, I hope to do Belle Isle again, and that's in August. And so that's really all I have. I've submitted to a couple of shows, shows at galleries, and we'll see how those shake out. And I'm just going to keep making.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. You got classes, you got shows. You sound busy. That's amazing.
It's fun. It's fun.
Well, thank you so much, Sue. Those were the questions I had for you today.
Thank you so much.